Galnet News, your galaxy in focus. 25th of December, 3300. News from Sorbago now. In a statement from one of Senator Torval's closest advisors, the senator declared that the rebellion in the Sorbago system had been crushed. She praised her forces and the Allied pilots who aided in suppressing the rebellion. The institution of imperial slavery in the Sorbago system has been restored, she said. Those that have broken tradition will be punished according to imperial law. Our focus is now on restoring production, and additional manpower from Mastopolis mining will be transferred into the system to assist in the rebuilding process. She also promised that the situation in the system would return to normal quickly, although local market prices haven't yet returned to their pre-rebellion levels. Slaves initially revolted against their owners in the mining facilities in the mineral-rich Sorbago system, many of which were owned by Mastopolis Mining Incorporated. The conflict saw many commanders head to the system on both sides, with some choosing to back the Empire's attempts to quash the rebel uprising, and some backing the rebels themselves. More now on the Oniongate situation in Kappa Fornacis. After the traditional presidential Christmas Eve banquet in New York on Earth in Sol last night, the president was confronted by a crowd protesting against Oniongate and the bombing of fields and farms on Panem in Kappa Fornacis. Struggling to speak above the noise of the crowd chanting "Baby Killer," President Halsey answered questions from the press. "I have heard about the terrible events on Panem. I did not issue any orders to crack down on the narcotic onion head, and certainly did not authorize bombings of the surface. Admiral Vincent has operated without my authority, and I have asked for an inquiry to see how this happened." This is a surprising development, as it seems unlikely Admiral Vincent would have acted without support from the top. Some are saying this is Halsey washing her hands of the problem. This comes after news of Federation Admiral Vincent's blockade of the Kappa Fornacis system earlier this week over his attempts to prevent the spread of what he described as a vile narcotic. It was met with pleas for help from the farmers' leader Giorgio Algeria, who said, "If the Federation doesn't like it, then it must be cool, and you'll be cool if you help us." Senator Torval has long criticised slavery outside the Empire, or unregulated slavery as she refers to it. Even though she doesn't celebrate Christmas, for the last few years she has freed slaves she has found for sale in Federation systems. Speaking from her yacht, the Xanadu, she said, "Today, as with previous years, I am freeing 10,000 unregulated federal slaves bought from private traders in federal systems for their Christmas celebration. The barbarism of unregulated slavery in the Federation is unforgivable. The Federation needs to pass laws to regulate slavery rather than pretending the practice doesn't exist." The battle over the Jurius system's unpaid debts to Imperial Senator Denton Petraeus continues today, with some reports suggesting that the Imperial forces are losing ground in the war-torn system. After official talks earlier this week ended in failure, Governor Xavier Malachi of Jurius noted that although the military hardware was purchased with a loan from Senator Petraeus, his people could not afford to crew these ships and could not afford the repayments. A number of capital ships have been sighted in the Jurius system, including Majestic-class vessels. Although many commanders are sympathetic towards the dire situation in Jurius, others believe that the Empire is right to seek compensation for its financial losses.